What's poppin', it's Aryan and welcome back to another video. Before you all listen, I just want to let you guys know that the following podcast was made for educational and recreational purposes only. But if you want to listen to more episodes of the Quaran-To-Do's, just let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. I know a lot of cities and a lot of countries are still in quarantine, so if you want more of these podcasts, just let me know. Let's get it! Looking to pick up a new hobby, learn a new recipe, or even just hear about how much fun people are having while you sit at home searching the internet for something to do? Well, you're at the right place because I'm ARYAAN Kanji and we're back this week with your Quaran-To-Do's, where we talk about all the do's and don'ts while in quarantine and help you feel that urge to finally get up and do something with your life. It's the Quaran-To-Do's, from my home to yours.
I've baked every dessert.
I've binged every show.
I've Zoom called the whole world.
I need something to do.
Brought to you by ARYAAN Kanji, it's the Quaran-To-Do's.
Welcome to the first episode of the Quaran-To-Do's. While we've been stuck at home for so long, I'm sure there's been times where we simply just run out of things to do. I know I've been there. But luckily, I've gathered some stories, some research, and some friends to share some great ways of finding purpose and feeling fulfilled while we power through these unprecedented times. Unprecedented. That's a word you didn't hear too often before COVID-19. But anyway, in today's episode, we're going to be breaking down staying fit. So stay hydrated and get ready to hear about some at-home workouts, motivation to stay in shape, and some of my crazy experiences teaching online dance classes. But before that, let's start off with some insight from students studying virtually at Ryerson University in a segment I like to call the Corona Opinions. Alright, so we're now going to be speaking with a few university students who, like all of us, have been living through the quarantine for the past almost 7 months. So we're going to check in on them, see if they've had an eventful quarantine, and if any of them have done anything extra special. Let's get things started by asking if you've had an eventful quarantine so far.
Not at all.
No, I think I would say that I sat around and did nothing all quarantine.
Absolutely not.
In some ways, yes.
Yes.
Wow, some really mixed responses there. Now I want to ask you if you have a highlight from the quarantine, something or even a few things that you consider the best.
I think there were just a lot of events already planned to happen, so it was lots of things happening just in an online world. My sister had twins, definitely being able to do university from home.
The best thing, I did go to my first wedding ever, but it was my brother's wedding.
Oh my gosh. Well, how was that experience?
It was really interesting to see how they accommodated the restrictions and the social distancing. It was a religious Jewish wedding, and typically like you dance and you hold everyone's hands and you dance in a circle, but instead they brought like long ropes, so you held onto the rope and danced in a circle.
Wow, that's really got to be an experience. But for everyone else, because the episode is a little bit about staying fit, I want to ask how you guys managed to stay in shape and what motivated you through these past few months to actually stay fit.
I actually struggled with like binge eating disorder before quarantine. And in quarantine, I worked out a lot and actually got over that.
Yeah, stepping on the scale was definitely a motivation. And so once quarantine started really like getting longer, you start to feel kind of crappy about yourself. So that's I think what kind of motivated me to want to like go out and maybe go on a run or start doing home exercises.
That was an awesome way to get to know what other teenagers were up to this quarantine. But stick around, because we'll be back very soon with some more quarant tips and tricks. Alright, I am now very excited to welcome a member of the Ryerson University dance team and a friend of mine, Sydney Masurka, who'll be joining us virtually to talk about how she managed to stay fit during the quarantine. So welcome, Sydney. Great to have you on the podcast. How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm great. So, we've been talking a little bit about staying fit during the quarantine. So I just want to ask you, as a dancer, tell us about your experience transitioning into dance classes and dance rehearsals online.
Yeah, so transitioning has definitely been a very challenging experience because for my literally whole life, I've always been going to studios and I've been dancing a lot of hours. So I've always been on this like strict kind of schedule and routine like my whole life. It's just always been like you go to school and then you go to dance. And you do Zoom and it's just like, it's a totally different experience. Like you're not able to move freely. You're in this like space in your house, kicking couches, like it's nothing normal. So it's a crazy experience.
For sure. That's a really relatable feeling, actually. But now that you are a member of the Ryerson dance team, I want to ask, how important was it for you to stay fit during the quarantine in order for you to do this?
Yeah, so staying fit was a big thing for me because I didn't want to just kind of like slack off and sit around all day because I know that wouldn't help me in the long run in any way. And once a few months went by, I did know that the Ryerson dance team was still going to be happening. So I wanted to make sure I was still staying fit and dancing as much as I could, because even when you're in normal circumstances and you're dancing for like months and months and then there's a 2-month summer break, I know every dancer will take that summer to just slack and do nothing. And I just knew that since I was going to be on this team, I didn't want to have that mindset of, oh my God, I'm already so tired and I can't stretch, because you have to be able to do as much as you can with the space you have. And I wanted to make sure I would be able to even get on the team. You have to be able to audition and make it. And there's so many amazing dancers out there that could be on the team.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to ask for some of our other viewers that probably aren't professional dancers, how else did you stay fit during the quarantine? And what are some tips that you can give for those who are trying to exercise at home?
A lot of the time I was kind of just trying my own kind of workout routine. I kind of made my own. However, there was a huge time where everyone was doing like YouTube workouts and they were all watching a YouTuber called Chloe Ting, and she was like a major trend in the middle of quarantine. And as much as they were great, I still think I definitely preferred to do my own workouts just because I knew my own abilities. But I would say some tips for people who want to work out during quarantine is, for one, don't let quarantine be an excuse to not work out, and also don't let not having space be an excuse to not work out.
Great advice. So thank you so much for joining me, Sydney. I had a great time talking to you. And stick around, folks, because I'll be talking about more ways to work out from the comfort of your own home. Well, that was a great conversation with Sydney. And if you're interested in following her on her journey as an artist, you can check her out on Instagram at SydMasurka, that's SydMisurk, or on her YouTube under the name Sydney M, that's SydNeeM. Now that we've heard a few opinions about fitness and health during the quarantine, we're now going to transition into my experience staying fit during the past few months. Just like Sydney, I'm a dancer. I've been training in all styles of dance, starting with Bollywood, for the past 11 years. And once again, once the quarantine started, it felt like 11 years of dance didn't matter anymore. Because frankly, I was just extremely unmotivated. However, that's why I'm here talking about this, because it's my goal to motivate you. I am a trained instructor at Canada's biggest Bollywood dance school, Shamuk. And so I want to take the next few minutes and bring you into my life in quarantine. More importantly, I would like to show you what it's like to be a dance instructor, and where my job has become more about motivating fitness than teaching steps. So let's set the scene. It's around noon. I just finished my morning university lecture, and I've got to start preparing for my 7 o'clock Bollywood hip-hop class. First thing I've got to do is choose a song. And to be honest, this takes me the most amount of time. Nope. No. After about an hour of searching, I finally picked a song. And now, it's time to make the choreography. But lucky for me, this is the fun part. So I'll hop into that and check in once I'm done. And 5, 6, 7, 8... Alright, choreography is set. And for those listeners who are interested in choreography and how to do it, one major tip I can give you is to find a combination of what obviously suits the music and style, but also what you like. If you know a step that makes you feel good, try using a variation of that step. And most importantly, if you perform your choreography, make it speak for you. But anyway, I gotta get ready, so let's go check out the room we'll be dancing in. Oh shoot! I forgot to move the couch! Dad! Alright, ready? Come on! No, lift from there, Yeah, there we go. Perfect. We are just a few minutes away from class. Today, to motivate my students, I'm going to lead a super fun hip-hop workout at the beginning of class, and maybe some of you can take inspiration from it for your workouts. The workout will be comprised of some basic dance steps to introduce them to the style, but to get their heart rates going, I will guide them through a few reps of jumping jacks, jump squats, and mountain climbers, which are essentially a floor workout of leg kicks towards the chest while holding a plank position. To transition into strength, I will guide them through sets of stomach crunches with 2 variations. First, with the legs engaged with the floor and parallel to one another, and the second with the legs in the air, crossed over each other to make an X. These crunches will work on the lower abs and obliques, 2 muscles that help a lot when defining steps in hip-hop. Okay, I'm just about to get started with the class, so let's log into Zoom and make sure everything is working all right. Perfect. Oh, let me just quickly get some water. Where's my water bottle? Here it is. Perfect. All right, let's begin. Oh, what's this? Your internet connection is unstable. Oh, goodness. Well, wish me luck, everyone. As I transition back into my virtual studio, also known as my bedroom, I want you all to know that the moral of that story is that there are obstacles, there are distractions, there are barriers to doing what you love to do while we're stuck at home. But with the right attitude and the right intentions, you can honestly make anything possible. I mean, except hanging out with your friends in person. But if there's anything I've learned about working out, it's that fitness is driven by mentality. And so everyone, use that. And use this podcast. I've given you a few workouts, some tips of choreography, some words of inspiration, and most importantly, the reassurance that you are not alone. So every day, I hope that you can challenge yourself, and always remember that there's always going to be something else to do. And do me a favor, would ya? Call them your Quaran-To-Dos.